Well, Saturday, the 15th. Katie, what did you do for Valentine's Day?
Well, we were going to go out, but turned out she wanted to stay in, so we got can-rons. Went down the street, get some can-rons, like crab cakes and stuff. Walked around the Target. And we just did our own little thing, watched some Netflix. I gave her her basket of stuff. I went to Target, bro, and I got like a whole bunch of stuff because she likes drawing, so I got her like 2 sketchbooks, a couple packs of pens, some colored pencils.
Okay.
And got her like some 2 face mask type things because I know she likes to do that stuff too. And I got her 2 big old Snickers bars to put in the basket.
That's cute.
I called it. I got a favor from my man's mom. She makes baskets. So I went to his house to like fix my bag up because I was just gonna put it all in the bag, and I didn't have like tissue paper or anything. I was gonna put it in the bag. Like, here you go, happy Valentine's Day. Like a man. But his mom was like, "No, you can't do that. Give me that stuff. I'll make her a basket." So she got like a little
shit. As long as I don't have to do that shit, fine.
That's what I said. I was like, "Go ahead, mom."
Anything I hadn't planned or had in mind, fuck out of here. Love you.
Yeah, I was like, "Go ahead, cook, do your thing. I'm not gonna stop you." Yep, I was not gonna stop you. Do your thing.
This motherfucker Joseph is like, my fault, I smooth knocked out. Like, well, I'll go on, nigga. We just started.
All right, we just started. So is he gonna? So are you gonna add him? Because you're gonna have to add him because I don't got him on Skype or nothing.
Yeah, I'll add him into the mix. However you. Oh yeah, add people. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay.
Yeah, you push the add people button. That's how it's done. That's what you do.
Shit. I know.
But you know what else happened to me today? And it was so crazy. I realized today that I did absolutely nothing at work today.
Do you ever?
Yeah, I do. I work. You know what I'm saying? I do work. But my job is just not as strenuous as the other ones. But I do work. It may not be like taxing work, but dealing with people and old people's personalities is a tough job. Because 1 minute they love you, and the next minute they cussing you out, calling you all kinds of MFs.
Oh yeah, I'll bet. So then there's people of a time. That's
so the emotional roller coaster up and down, and not cussing these old people out is challenging.
This underlying toxicity.
It's challenging, yeah. We'll watch, like they'll be watching Let's Make a Deal, and the dude Wayne Brady, sometimes he does this little thing called Dr. Wayne, which is pretty much a play on Dr. Phil. Like he'll talk like Dr. Phil, but he just calls himself Dr. Wayne, put on the blonde mustache or whatever. And he'll be like, I need a couple. And sometimes it'll be like your traditional couple of a man and a woman.
Oh boy.
But then sometimes it'd be your not so traditional couple of 2 men or 2 women.
I don't know.
And every time the non-traditional couple comes down,
every word you're saying right now, it's going further left. Like the story, with every syllable you spit out, the story goes a little bit further left. It veers a little further.
I'm trying to be, very mindful because, like, I know, like, it's older folks that kind of rubs them the wrong way. So that's why I say traditional couple and modern couple, because it's like it is what it is. But one time, these dudes, like a couple men came down, and he said, "You two are a lovely couple. How long have you been together?" And they said like 3 years, something like that. And one of the ladies goes, "I thought he asked for a couple." I said, "He did, Miss Such and Such," because I can't reveal her name because it's HIPAA. She did, Miss. I'll just call her Miss Rachel. I was like, "Yeah, she did, Miss Rachel." They're like, so why are 2 men down there? I'm like, they're a couple, Miss Rachel. She's like, a couple? 2 men?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, yes, Miss Rachel. What's wrong with
Oh.
that? She said, everything's wrong with that. What do you mean, what's wrong with that? I'm like,
Please don't tell me she used the Adam and Steve line.
No, she did say Adam and Steve. But she did say, the Bible said God made Adam and Eve. And that's a man and a woman, not 2 men. I was like, oh, God.
Oh, my God.
And then what makes it worse, it's another lady. We'll call her Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany goes,
no, because I refuse to believe an old bitch named Brittany. Okay, not in this era. Not in this era. Her name's Agnes. I'm gonna call her Agnes.
Okay, we'll call her Miss Agnes. And Miss Agnes goes, I agree with that. You can't have 2 men. 2 men can't reproduce and this and that and blah blah blah. Like, how are they gonna have kids? In which I respond, well, they can adopt kids. And then she said,
"Oh, we don't talk about adoption much, do we? Bible thumpers."
I don't know, but I'm more in tune with what happens. But that ain't the same as having your own kids. So I'm like, oh damn! Like, what's wrong with y'all old people? She said, if I hear a couple, I want to see a man and a woman, not 2. And you know what that is? The upper word for cigarette. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she spews that out. So not 2. I'm like, which I go, wow.
Wow. That's just.
Yeah. And then what makes it even worse, throughout the whole little segment, Miss Agnes is just going, look at these 2 cigarettes. Then she called them flaming cigarettes. And I was just like, oh my God, this is getting intense.
This is getting out of hand. That's what it's getting.
It got to the point when somebody came in there because she started getting loud.
No.
And she's like, get these cigarettes off the TV. Like, oh my God. And then the other lady, Miss Rachel, is all, I wouldn't be screaming like that because, you can't do nothing there on TV, but it is rather unusual to see. See, at least Miss Rachel is like, she's just like, it's unusual to me. It's not something I believe in, but it's happening.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She minding her business about it. Miss Agnes, on the other hand, doing the fucking most.
Yeah, she's just letting all that hatred spew. And, and I've made my stance on it. It's like, I don't necessarily agree with the lifestyle. However, I'm not going to tell somebody how to live their life either. It's like, it's not none of my business.
You already know my stance on it. I'm an advocate of, I don't care who you're fucking. It's not my business. So that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way I look at it, we're all adults here. Whether you're a man or woman or transgender or, a woman, anything that, or pansexual even, I mean, you fucking. So, I'm not getting a live fucking looking on who you fucking. Like, I'm not getting a live looking on, the moment in which you are fucking, so I can take notes or judge your shit. I don't give a shit about that.
I just thought it, and I'm not gonna lie, when she was screaming out flaming cigarettes, I was in tears, dying, laughing. Oh, what an asshole! Because it's not the fact that she was saying flaming cigarettes. It's the tone and her voice and the aggression in which she was saying flaming cigarettes. And it's just like...
I wish you had said lit cigarettes so we'd have an episode title by now.
Lit cigarettes. I mean, we still got an episode. Just flaming cigarettes.
Fair enough. But still, god damn it. Wow.
I mean, she called them flaming cigarettes. Like, I can't say, but I'm telling you the story verbatim, okay? That's what she said.
Not necessarily verbatim. You're covering up. But
Well,
in this case,
but you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? In this case, for very good reason. You don't want to repeat what you said.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat what you said. Like, you called me problematic a lot, and a lot of times I don't really care. But this time, it's like, no, you can't.
You got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, I can't do that. Wow, oh, he hit that one though. But yeah, like, it was just bad. She's like, these goddamn flaming cigarettes.
Wow. That's worse than get off my porch, you niggers. I just feel like people that are in nursing homes right now, they are products of that era. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta remember, these old motherfuckers that you taking care of now, they were our age in like the goddamn 60s.
I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. Like, I think it's
funny. You recall from history class, Kenny, what was going on in the 60s.
Yes, we don't have to go with
if you weren't falling asleep in class like I was.
I fell asleep, but I know it was happening.
Well, my thing was I loved history, so I independently researched shit. So it was like by test time, I just kind of happened to knew it.
Yeah, I didn't read it until like a day or some hours before the test, and I passed. Like
I can never study like that, dog. I can never study hours before a test because I usually just blank out by that point. Like, it'd be fresh in my mind as soon as like the teacher goes, "You may start the test," and I read the first question, all that shit just flies out of the window. I was like, shit. God damn it.
Yeah,
but on the other side of that fence is like studying just never worked for me because I could never retain the information whenever I would study.
That's why I couldn't study for long periods of time because I read it for like weeks and I just wouldn't remember it. Like, bro. But if I get it quick, because the way my brain works, my brain's like this. So if I get it like that, I can pull it really quick. And I remember
I started.
But like once the test is over, I instantly forget it.
Well, what I started to do was I started to like pay attention to what was going on in class that day. Like, we actually learned the shit. So it's like by test time when I would get the question, I would forget. But then I remember, we learned this on one of these days, like this past week. And then I gotta remember what day of the week it was. Then I gotta remember what happened during class that day. Like, some motherfucker tripped on the way to the pencil sharpener or some shit like that, or stuff like that. And
you gotta remember funny moments to remember stuff for a test.
In theory, yeah. I remember funny shit during that day to remember important stuff. But eventually, that started to wear out on me by college. So, like, by college,
that's the day so slipped off some papers and bust his ass.
Sometimes I said shit like that out loud. Oh yeah, I was like, quiet.
Silence. That's funny as shit. But yeah, she got in a whole tirade about lit cigarettes. Oh, flaming cigarettes. And it was just it was awkward.
Yeah, what I was getting
awkward as hell, but it was funny. But go ahead.
Do I gotta guess that race?
Sure, you play guess that race.
Ooh, Ooh, if I gotta guess, it's probably not white.
Yes, that
Oh,
race.
no. Black. Definitely black. They're not fans of the LGBT community back then. No? Oh. So she was white. No? Ooh. This is a good one. This is a good game. All right. Hold on. Let me think about this. Not Spanish. Oof. Indian. All right. Everything lands on Asian or African.
Asian.
Oh my gosh. Oh, oh my. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. And let me guess, Miss Agnes Hokim has an accent, correct? She has an accent. So
Now you understand.
Instead of calling them lit cigarettes, she's called them lit cigarettes. Shame on me. Shame on me.
Goddamn flaming cigarette. Now you understand why I was dying laughing. Because she was talking fast. On TV. On TV.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. She probably take a shuttle to one of those Baptist church with the Cantonese writings on. You know what? Live via satellite, it is Gorilla Game Podcast. I am your empathetic yet foul mouth half of this show. Young Raspy God, Carlos Crawford, aka Chin Music Charlie. I'm gonna give you a show you've never ever seen before. Why? Because I can.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You're absolutely not, because you're gonna do it again at some point. So fuck you in advance. AKA Thick Flair. One surprise. Woo! I'm back. AKA Snack Miller. You can taste the wind riding in the form with the titties out. Shit, $1 million out. You just chilling at your bitch's house. She on prescription tripping, itching for a different dick amount. I'm giving out some dick amount resuscitation. Breathe, bitch. AKA Gelato Graham. Coach is usually like a smash mouth 3-yard and a cloud of dust game. Not us. No, sorry, Bob. We do 10 yards and a cloud of smoke. Hey, Stack West.
Oh, shit. Who's this guy again?
Sheriff said his name is Tundra Michelle Kozlov. Some Russian trapper that kills trappers selling on his turf. Something about a U.S. Marshal being held captive. I don't know. All I know is this will be one of the easier ones if he didn't have a whole gang in a hideout. So that complicates things.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that he has a bear in there.
What? Oh! I'm fucking Sheriff up if we make it out of here alive. Listen, that bear dies before we push in. Understood?
Yeah.
All right. Kozlov, we got you surrounded. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm not gonna lie. I almost forgot what I was supposed to say.
Don't come out of cover yet.
Oh, whatever. My name is Kenneth Whitaker, aka Hendrik Saul, the original of the Millennial Falcon. Yep. Nowadays, I'm just sitting in here by the window, cockpit of this here vessel. Look. Looking at where I buried Hans' bitch ass.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
You were doing so good, Teddy.
Uh-huh.
You were doing so well.
I'm going to do it because you got the sound effect for it now. So I just like hearing Carl Johnson. Hey, Last Black Jedi.
Can't argue with that.
Feel the force around you. I'm going to force you to do my bidding with my Jedi mind tricks. So I was going to say something else, didn't you? During my bastard.
That didn't kind of sound rapey. I'm just saying.
No, it would sound rapey if I was like, I am going to force you into doing what I tell you to do. What I want from you is to simply take a sip of this here beverage. And once you have taken a sip, my child, I say child, you are going to feel an instant sense of euphoria. Then once you have engaged in such said euphoria, I'm going to show you the true definition of putting pop.
Wow, what an asshole!
Carlos,
Stop right there. Stop right the fuck there. Continue your AK. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200.
Bill Cosby voice is somewhat hilarious. So even when I get into character and take my glasses off and begin to make the faces and mannerisms that Cosby would make on the show.
Fuck you, dog. Get your AK, dog.
I should make a Bill Cosby, AKA.
Don't you dare
Call him Bill Cosby. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. How do you have an AK that comes with a buzzer light?
This, my friend, is 100% pure Quaalude. You can't get these at any run-of-the-mill common variety drugstore. Only those with the highest priority in Black Hollywood or White Hollywood can have access to the Quaalude.
I should not be laughing this hard. I'm so sorry.
Now, today is a special audition for the new role of the new girl whose name I have not given to on my show for The Cosby Show.
I understand that I'm not laughing at what he said. I'm laughing at how he said shit.
Now, when I decide to embark on this journey with you, I need your complete and utter silence.
Oh my god, I hate you so much. I hate you.
I'm sorry, Bill Cosby's in the repertoire, bruh.
Oh no.
I've never done that
fucking
for
works,
you.
Kenny.
But I've talked like Bill Cosby for years. I think everybody is. Bill Cosby is one of my
The
specialties.
absolute
It
worst.
would be done more often if it wasn't what he did. But anyway, aka the Black Hot Rod. You do not throw rocks at a man who's got a machine gun.
I don't condone Bill Cosby, nor do I condone Mel Gibson.
Look what I got under me kilt. AKA Nacho Man, I'm a savage. Oh, yeah. See, I was outside the island the other day, and Bill Cosby came up to Nacho Man. I told Bill, no, Bill. Nacho Man doesn't need a queen. No. If the Nacho Man wants a female attention, all he has to do is, open up the arms and suns out, guns out. Yeah. But sometimes, you just don't need the guns. You gotta have just a little bit of more of an attraction for these women, because sometimes women are only attracted to one thing. Yeah. And that one thing isn't necessarily what's in between your legs or on the outside of your arms. No, it's measured by numerals and decimals. Yeah. The bank account has all kinds of power. And, me and Bill talked about that for a little bit. Yeah, because, money makes the world go round, but money also makes trees go down. And I'm in favor of the environment just a little bit, yeah. Because without the trees, hoes can't breathe. And if hoes can't breathe, then the Nacho Man doesn't get a reprieve, yeah. But see, sometimes I need to kick you out of these hoes. Because the hoes get too attached like tree sap. So I gotta kick them out ASAP. Elbow drop to their heart, snap them like Slim Jims on their neck. Oh, yeah.
And that means you be killing me, because you throw that shit in on random, and it'd be perfect. It'd be working perfect, Look, I'm about to just start like acting like I'm being James and start raising the microphone.
Yeah,
like
just hold the mic like this.
Just nodding my head in agreement.
That is so funny, bro. I can't.
Oh, matter of fact, side note, I walked into a gas station after picking Kenneth up yesterday, and I see a Savage size Slim Jim. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, it's just like a, bigger version than the regular Slim Jim. Completely forgetting that there is already like a bigger version of the Slim Jim already as it is, like the extreme size or something like that. And Macho Man is on the jump and everything. I'm like giggling a little bit. I'm like, hey, go ahead. They possibly see using his image. So I pulled this motherfucker out. This show is the size like this big, dog.
Oh, no.
That's his son.
That is hilarious.
That's a whole meal. That's not even like a snack.
That is so funny, man. I can't even begin to explain to you how funny that is. AKA Mr. Go Slick Vodka. Can you just get out of here and we'll talk about this later? What the fuck, Evan? We're down 2 points. Fucking calm down, Greg. It's soccer. Fuck you, man. Hey, Greg, why don't you go piss the pants again? That's like 8 years ago, asshole. People don't forget.
Honestly, that gym class scene is probably the best scene in comedy history, or one of the best scenes in comedy history. In like a top 10 where shoot me in the pinky toe. Jim masturbating to super glue. Fucking.
Oh, here's a fun fact. What? You made out with your sister, man. Yeah, I'm tripped. Hilarious.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember what was the funniest scene in Eurotrip, because god damn it, that was a funny ass movie.
The funniest scene to me in Eurotrip when he was in that Dominatrix joke and he could not say the safe word. That was the funniest thing.
He was trying to too. Monkey, he said, "Oh my god, he wanna get his cookies."
Honestly, probably looked up and said it.
Honestly, every Scotty doesn't know scene.
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
Man's had a whole song that he performed at his house.
That is funny.
They started singing that along because like Cooper has a ringtone. It's a fucking Danish club song. I said, how the fuck did this shit travel overseas? I was crying. I was in tears, dog. Was I? Don't tell Scotty. I lost my shit. I was like, nah, man, there's no way. That song traveled with him. But nah, fucking Miss Scusi. That might be it for me. That scene itself made me a fan of that movie.
That is funny. Again, it's very sexual. The very tight.
Very tight, yes.
Austin Powers, Faja.
Wait, is Faja?
Dad is Faja.
Oh.
So, shall we shag now or shall we shag later? How do you like to do it? Do you like to wash up first, top and tails, a horse bath? Personally, before I like with a job, I like to give my undercarriage a bit of how's your father?
That motherfucker, Austin Powers, a raunchy motherfucker, boy. Let me tell you something.
Bruh, that man has no cares.
Damn, Devin Booker wild out.
Yeah, he went off.
All-Star Weekend. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, this black man is still locked up.
Good. Honestly, I think we should murder him.
Think so?
I'm wilding.
I mean, I don't know, because
I'm gonna be right.
He's kind of a staple of this, and you have once said out of your mouth, you hope that he never goes away.
I did say that once upon a time, but of course, and I didn't even realize it, that it could possibly happen. He's gotten a little too big for his head.
Think so?
Indeed. Now he thinks that he's the show.
He thinks he's the show.
He thinks he's the show, Kenny.
I mean, kind of was the driving force of the show.
I wouldn't go that far, Kenny.
It was
a
him.
staple, yeah. Household name, even.
It was him and Potter. Then Potter left us, and Vince still here kicking.
Here's the thing, Kenny. I didn't end Potter. Potter died. I don't know what to tell you.
You're asking me to kill black man.
Yes. Black man has got to go. Like, Potter has done nothing but touched our hearts. You know what I'm saying?
And what has black man done?
Corrupt this show.
He hasn't corrupted the show. Anyway, he's not available right now. So we are back.
Indeed we are. Honestly, not much happened this week in wrestling. I say this every week, completely forgetting that shit happened this week. But I think I can honestly say that the only things that I look forward to this week were the women's matches. So I was like, Bayley robbed Carmella, and she's still champion. However, Carmella vowed to win the title from Bayley at some point. Catch her slipping. What else? What else of relevance happened?
Nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
So
didn't see AEW, but I know I gotta go back and watch it because I think that match between MJF Henchman, I forgot his name, and Cody, that steel cage match happened, and I want to see that. And of course, Moxley's still in pursuit of the AEW World Title. That's gonna be a match at Revolution.
Against Les Champions.
Yeah, the champion is gonna be they dropping the title. Which is, yeah, that's my prediction. Which was bound to happen because they had to give it to Jericho first because Jericho's the big first name signing. It's the same formula WCW did with Hogan, except Jericho's a much better wrestler than Hogan to actually get to talk on the mic longer than a minute and 20 seconds. So
I've been telling y'all that for years. Oh, well, Kenny. Guess who won the 3-point contest?
Oh, Buddy
Mister
Hill
doesn't do shit. That's right, goddammit. Buddy Hill wins the 3-point contest.
Well, I will hope so. It's his 4th time in it. Goddamn it.
Oh, man, that's fun stuff. That's quite a business.
He can't do nothing else. What else can he do? They need to name the 3-point championship contest after Larry Bird.
Yes. I agree with that 100%.
He's the second Kings player to win it since Pedro Stojakovic. Wow.
I completely forget Pedro Stojakovic won that before. Yeah, I just remember that Pedro Stojakovic was not to be fucked with behind the 3-point line. That's all I remember.
Anybody remembers.
2000 to 2002, Pedro Stojakovic was unrivaled. Damn near.
Those Kings teams were amazing, right? They couldn't beat the Lakers, but they gave them a run.
I actually watched this show on Hulu called BuzzFeed Sports Conspiracies, and they actually did a conspiracy on the finals back in 2001. Basically, the claim was that Game 6 was rigged because the Lakers were fouled and sent to the line so many damn times. They were sent to the line 23 times throughout the entire series. And in Game 6, they went to the line 23 times in 3 quarters. So it seemed fishy. So the hosts, one of which is a diehard Lakers fan, the other one has been a Kings fan since he was a kid. They, kind of argue back and forth with actual evidence and logical reasoning as to what could possibly motivate anyone that is involved to rig the finals. And they bring up very valid points, like the refs during that series. We've talked about for years how referee officiating, chicken McGriddles. Oh shit, McDonald's has done it again. Excuse me.
You got really excited about chicken McGriddles.
Stop it, Kenny. We've talked for years about how. So I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. What were we talking about again?
You were talking about the conspiracy of the
right.
We've
talked about for years about how referees have been rigging these, playoff series.
That's right.
And we see that in, actual legitimate evidence in Game 6 of that finals. And they even have one of the coaches wrote like a memoir or something like that years later. in which he actually explains that, they actually rigged the West Conference Finals. They didn't specify what game it was. I mean, not like what game in the series. They specified what series it was. They didn't specify what the teams were. They described the teams as Team A and Team B. However, everything in the story ran parallel to what went down in that final in Game 6. So basically, it was the referees were pretty much in cahoots with Stern and them and upper management to, coerce this series into a Game 7, to where it's like a, winner take all game first and foremost, and second of all, the best team would win. You know what I'm saying? That way, it's a straight up game. There hasn't been any there's been controversy leading up to Game 6 in the first place. That's made
Why
it.
is coming always at Chicago in an NBA All-Star weekend? I'm sorry.
I mean, they are in Chicago this year.
Well, he's at every other one, so it doesn't matter where they are. But go ahead.
That's true too. At any rate, so they all seem like plausible reasons that that game could have possibly been rigged. Do I believe it was rigged? Maybe. Like, I don't put it past me, because there's numerous games in multiple sports that have been rigged. So, I actually want to do something different this episode, since it's a slow week. It's All-Star Weekend, yeah, but we're currently watching it.
Snap! Dame Lillard's performing.
I was just about to ask if that was him performing, in which, woof.
Hey,
don't you hate me? He hates for horses. So I want to do something like different, since A, it's a slow week, and B, all we have every 10 episodes is the bracket episode, and it's time we mix it up a little bit. So I want to do like a series. If like a what if type scenario. And the first one I want to do is a favorite in the wrestling community. What if CM Punk never left? Now we touched upon this in past episodes and in our earlier set, and we kind of have a feel for what happened. However, if you are new to this, not true to this, I'll give you a quick rundown. CM Punk because he's very much alive and kicking right now. But CM Punk is probably one of the biggest attractions and best wrestlers of the 10s decade. It wasn't fully showcased because, for the most part, he was held back. And basically, there was a list of events that led to CM Punk, just saying screw this and leaving the company indefinitely. Namely, he kept getting snubbed from WrestleMania main events, and that was really pissing him off. So basically, and again, this is one of the this example in particular I've discussed on this show as well. WrestleMania 27, he ended up fighting Randy Orton, correct?
Correct.
What should have happened, or what could have happened? Punk versus Jericho at WrestleMania 28, right? In which CM Punk beats John Cena at 27, holds the championship till 28. Chris Jericho and Punk fight for it. However, that doesn't happen. Why? Because creative decide, oh, Rocky's back. Let's give him one more title run. Well, Rocky's title run is what led to CM Punk's road to ruin with the company. Because after that, CM Punk was pushing for his match against The Undertaker versus Streak to be a Streak versus title match. CM Punk's championship for Undertaker Streak at WrestleMania 29, if I'm not mistaken. However, they went on with Rock and Cena 2, which, did you want to see that, Kenny?
No.
Neither did I. However,
it's going to win.
That's what ended up happening, and we ended up getting that instead. So,
Easy F baby, and the F is for former star.
Okay. He's constantly getting injured. He goes untreated by staff for the most part. He gets eliminated by Kane in the Royal Rumble, and the idea was for that to turn into him fighting Triple H at WrestleMania 30. However, CM Punk don't even fuck with Triple H like that at this point in time, because Triple H tried to bury CM Punk at Night of Champions back in 2011. So there's a little bit of bad blood between CM Punk and Triple H behind the scenes, at least. So the way I look at it, Punk got tired of taking back seats to part-timers, took his ball and went home. He ended up quitting. I mean, Vince is a dick, so he sent them a letter of termination on him and AJ's wedding day. But Punk left and hadn't wrestled for the company since. So,
and then he tried to get that BS excuse somebody he didn't know it was their wedding day.
He said, what?
And then, Vince tried to say he didn't know it was their wedding day.
Nah, he knew. I know he knew. Yeah, you know how I know he knew? Because of all the fucking days to send the fucking letter, to predict when the letter is going to get there. Like, it has to be a completely intricate plot. Like, it can't be purely coincidental. I refuse to believe that. Because they would have done it months before.
Right.
So, with that being said, to people who aren't 100% sure who CM Punk is, again, a big name, but he kept getting screwed over by, the company. And if they had given him his way a little bit, a lot of things would have been changed. A lot of things would have been completely different. So what I want to present to you, Kenny, and to you, the audience, an alternate universe. What if CM Punk never left? Well, let's start at 2014, before, his last straw, or the straw that broke the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk wants that main event. All right, we'll give him that main event. So we'll give him that Daniel Bryan angle, right? He's last with Batista in the Rumble instead of Roman Reigns. Thank God. Triple H comes in and pedigrees him. Batista kicks him out. Punk pipe bombs again after Batista leaves the ring. And he pretty much says, I should have left in 2011, but I'm done now. and which he goes on a kayfabe suspension, in which WWE allows him to wrestle independently. Right?
Right.
Going with the kayfabe story. He quits. Now he's going to wrestle independently. Right? Continues that angle. He comes back at a certain point, attacks Triple H, gets those WrestleMania 30 matches in which he had to gauntlet his way to Triple H, at which he wins that. He wins he signs a 5-year extension with the company, boosting him to top star status, while Cena takes his occasional time off because, he was doing movies and shit. Mm-hmm. Now, we got to also remember that around that time, CM Punk was also hurt. So, give him his time off to rest, to heal up. He begins a feud with Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner Cesaro. All right? Get somebody to, push. And then he also feuds with Daniel Bryan, who is healthy because he was never champ. All right?
Right.
That way you got somebody to drop the championships too. Now, Lesnar ruins a good match that's going on between Bryan and CM Punk at Battleground. He takes both titles at SummerSlam in a triple threat match. CM Punk takes his leave. Bong bong, right?
Right.
He should be well rested, or he should be rested and ready around Survivor Series. However, creative fucks up and completely forgets about Punk. Let's just say that. So we have nothing for him for Survivor Series. So we sit on Punk until the Royal Rumble. All right? Bring in 2015. So we give CM Punk that run for that WrestleMania run that year. If you recall, Roman Reigns had that run because it's being shoved down our throat. He does not get the run that starts at the Rumble because CM Punk comes back and eliminates him. Right? CM Punk versus Lesnar at WrestleMania with actual history from SummerSlam 2013.
Oh God, the white powers in the dunk contest.
Yuck. If you recall that match they had back in SummerSlam in 2013, that's the actual history they have against each other. However, the alternative history they have against each other is Lesnar shoving him at SummerSlam in 2014. Okay. So now,
I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm just naming.
So now, Seth Rollins cashes in on CM Punk at WrestleMania 31 rather than Roman Reigns, right?
Right. Who the hell is Pat Connington?
No, that name sounds familiar. Oh no,
right.
They sure don't look familiar. So yeah, Seth Rollins cashes in on CM Punk at WrestleMania 31 instead of fucking Roman Reigns.
Aaron
Punk
Gordon's about to win the dunk contest.
Status. Huh? Aaron
Gordon's about to win the contest.
CM Punk drops to the mid-card status for a little bit. He runs into Kevin Owens. They have a little back and forth, right? With that being said, due to this change in history, Seth Rollins doesn't tear his ACL fighting Kane. Right?
Right.
With that being said, because of CM Punk getting this angle rather than Daniel Bryan, AJ Lee never leaves the WWE. And she's still a big deal around this time in 2015. All right? So now let's get into 2016. Roman and Dean Ambrose double eliminates in the Royal Rumble. Bong bong, we have the Shield WrestleMania main event rather than that shit that they had. What pay-per-view was it?
I don't remember.
Exactly, and that's why they shouldn't have had it at that pay-per-view. So with that being said, they have it at WrestleMania instead, since it was a double elimination between Roman and Mox.
Okay.
Yeah, these judges are different. I mean, Candace Parker only right. Why is Black Panther? Yeah, you know he had
Wakanda. Where's
Julius? You know he did Wakanda forever. You know, you got to get tired of it at some point.
Where's Julius Erving?
Why is Scottie Pippen a judge? He was a 3-point shooter, not really known for dunking.
Whatever. Continue.
And he was big. He got a schnauzer.
At least they got Wade there.
So, with that being said, we also never get Roman Reigns versus Triple H.
Good.
Right? We get a teaser of AJ Styles and CM Punk in the Royal Rumble. They have like a little stare down. People come in and ruin that shit. The Rumble still continues. However, they cross paths again after the Rumble. They become a tag team, win the championships around February and March, drops them to the New Day. AJ Styles pretty much turns on CM Punk. At WrestleMania 32, they fight. Punk calls out AJ on Raw, gets jumped by Bullet Club. They feud. AJ wins the feud, moves on to beating Cena. And at this point, you get the Bullet Club reign, right? AJ wins the briefcase, cashes in after the club jumps Triple H. And AJ Styles goes to SmackDown, right? So now at this point in 2016, we have the same exact roster. Only changes, instead of Dean Ambrose on SmackDown, Dean Ambrose is on Raw now. Why? Because taking his place is CM Punk. So
this nigga the White's numbers 39.
And they're most outlandish fucking numbers. Like, just weird numbers nobody would ever pick. You gonna do some trash shit?
That basic dunk and miss.
I hate this stuff. I hate Dwight Howard. All right. So continuing on. So with that being said, AJ is on SmackDown. Bullet Club ends up on Raw because of the draft. So CM Punk beats a clubless AJ Styles, right? When this TLC match becomes champ, Mox doesn't become champ because of Punk, right? So now we're going into 2017. So Cena goes for championship number 16. They get that match. They finally get that match at WrestleMania because they never got a proper one. All right.
Scottie Pippen gave it a 9, while everyone else gave it an 8. I would have gave it a 7.
So, AJ Styles enforces his rematch clause, blows it. Cena doesn't win the Royal Rumble, right? Instead, Lesnar wins it. Bang bang. We got him and Goldberg for the Universal Championship. That's still set in stone. That's still happening, Kenny. I'm sorry. Orton never wins the Rumble. Therefore, he never challenges at WrestleMania 33. So now we got that number 1 contender match at Elimination Chamber, which Cena wins. Cena comes out on SmackDown that week to shake Punk's hand for good luck. Instead, Punk attacks Cena from behind, in which we get a third now pipe bomb. This time it's similar to 2011's pipe bomb.
Is this nigga bringing out a cake? Happy birthday, airplane mode.
Props get more and more ridiculous every year. So now we got heel Punk again, right? For this time around. Cena beats Punk at WrestleMania, but Cena's part-time at the time because he's doing movies and shit. So he ends up dropping it in 6 weeks. So here's where things get a little interesting, right? CM Punk runs one more stable.
Who is in this stable?
This stable is Sanity. CM Punk front runs Sanity to thwart Cena, becomes the most dominant stable in the main roster. Punk wins back the championship before year's end and runs through the likes of Orton, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Jinder Mahal, who never wins a championship.
Good.
It's all reality. Thank God. So now we're into 2018.
This jumping over people's stuff is getting ridiculous. And oh my God, he cleared up, he missed.
Well. So from Backlash going into 2018, Punk is champ. Kofi wins the Rumble and fights CM Punk at WrestleMania 34. All right. So with Sanity and New Day banned from ringside, Kofi wins clean. Therefore, we get no AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura match. Thank God. That was lackluster. I don't care what you say about that. Punk moves to Raw. Sanity stays on SmackDown. That's when Eric Young becomes the leader. So we get Punk versus Rollins for the Intercontinental. Rollins retains. Punk ends up feuding with Balor instead of Baron Corbin. Therefore, Balor never gets hurt. He teams up with Drew McIntyre rather than Drew McIntyre teaming up with Dolph Ziggler. McIntyre and Punk win tag championships, raise prestige in the division. McIntyre is basically using CM Punk's star power to, be pushed for the most part. So now going into the new year, they feud with Authors of Pain. Punk turns face. McIntyre turns heel after they lose the tag team championships, right? So Punk goes SmackDown Live, feuds with Cien Almas. Fox wants Punk champ by the time of the move, right? So instead of KO getting that Shane McMahon feud, CM Punk gets the Shane McMahon feud. Why? Because it works much, much better with CM Punk. It looks more like a new age Stone Cold versus Vince with CM Punk.
Is this dressed as Billy Hole from White Man Can't Jump?
Yes, he is. I am. Kenny, look at me. I know we are great minds thinking alike because we both got that reference and didn't even have to question it.
That is so funny. He better do something amazing. Ooh,
yeah, he got
first turn. Oh, nigga, look at White Boy with the
Turns out White Man can jump.
Huh?
Bitch.
Look at that.
Dab up. Hey. All right. I see the vision.
I see your work.
Yeah. All right. So, to wrap this up for the most part. So, yeah, CM Punk ends up getting that Shane McMahon feud because it works better as CM Punk is more like Austin than KO is. So, Daniel Bryan, or the new Daniel Bryan, beats Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35. He feuds with CM Punk. Punk wins the championship the first night on Fox. All right? So we go on to this year and beyond, right?
Right.
So if CM Punk was around today, right? He feuds with Randy Orton. Randy Orton would be champion as of last night's episode of SmackDown.
Oh shit! Come Aaron Gordon.
All right, so now we're in current time. So in this scenario, as of last night, Randy Orton is currently champion. So Punk goes on to feud with Aleister Black, in which he ends up losing that feud, in which the loser goes. Well, not a loser goes. Punk ends up going to NXT. He wins North American title. He's feuding with the likes of, Undisputed Era, Keith Lee, so on and so forth. He never wins the NXT championship because it's for the young talent.
That was nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So by next year, 2022, he's wrestling part-time. So eventually he fights in a retirement match around WrestleMania 38. Who's his opponent, you ask, Kenny?
I don't want to know.
Honestly, I'm going to give you the guess.
Goldberg. Oh, they give him all 10s.
No. This isn't a hack opponent. This is actually an opponent worth, retiring to. Like, if CM Punk were to retire to somebody, who would you want him to retire to?
Ben Balor?
Nah.
Johnny Gargano?
Ooh. Warm.
Adam Cole.
Cold.
What?
Cold all over again.
Okay, so I was warm with Gargano.
You were warm at Gargano.
I don't know now because I thought it was cold.
Wow. Very disappointing, Kenny.
Is it
Tommaso Ciampa?
I was about to say Ciampa.
Yeah.
I started to say Ciampa next time. I was like, I don't know if that's him though.
I mean, Ciampa gets into a feud, and it works perfectly because there are two people who can build a story. There are two people who can keep a story captivating, compelling, and shock value aside, riveting. Not only can they do that on the mic, they can also do that in a match as well.
No, I don't like how you Finn Balor like that, like he's not good.
No, it's not that. It's just that Punk has had his feud with Balor already. So why would we have a recycled feud in the year of our Lord 2022?
Because
no, we're not doing that in this scenario. We're not doing WWE bullshit lazy storyline writing to have motherfuckers win more championships in this alternative reality. We're actually doing fresh matches, fresh feuds. So with that being said, Punk loses to Ciampa around WrestleMania 38, who's a perfect opponent for CM Punk to end the career. Bang bang, he's in the Hall of Fame by 2023. Now, let's recap and see what CM Punk's impact would have been if he had stayed around. Well,
no Roman Reigns.
For starters, CM Punk takes Bryan's start at takes Daniel Bryan's spot at WrestleMania 30. So instead of Daniel Bryan fighting Batista, then Randy Orton, then Triple H, or excuse me, it was a Triple H
then fighting Orton and Batista.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So instead of Bryan fighting Triple H, then Orton and Batista for the championship, it's CM Punk that does it. Bryan never gets injured in the process, thus forcing him into retirement. So he's still, good. Daniel Bryan does not have to retire due to CM Punk retiring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
AJ Lee stays around because, it's not awkward because of how things played out. It played out differently. It's not, an awkward situation where her fiance or husband has it in for the company has it in for her husband and fiance. Yes, she's still working for him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an awkward situation. So she is still sticking around. And in this alternative universe, it's not Bayley that's SmackDown Women's Champion. It's AJ. And Tamina's probably still her bodyguard. Now, that being said, CM Punk wins the 2015 Royal Rumble, beats Lesnar at Mania. Therefore, Roman Reigns is not shoved down our fucking throat the entire year. Thank you, Jesus. That being said,
but even in that alternate universe, I still see Vince finding a way.
He'll find a way. He'll find a way. That being said, Seth Rollins never tears his ACL against Kane. In turn of that happening. So with that being said, that Shield match takes place at WrestleMania rather than that pay-per-view we can't remember. So Styles feuds with CM Punk instead of Mox in 2016. So we get CM Punk versus Cena at WrestleMania for Cena's 16th title. CM Punk gets one more faction because they ruined Straight Edge Society.
Yes. Oh my God. The White with this damn Superman stuff. You're not Superman.
Kofi Kingston gets his championship at WrestleMania a year early.
Hey.
CM Punk beats Daniel Bryan on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox. Instead of, God, I don't even remember the main event for that job. And then he joins NXT, which leads to him eventually retiring against Ciampa. Where we're at today is...
disrespectful. He put Kobe's number on his chest.
Oh, God. He's going to blow this dunk, isn't he?
And then he's got a ball signed by Kobe.
He is going to blow this dunk.
You're really going to ruin Kobe's legacy.
Oh, no. No. Oh, no, baby. What is you doing?
He's really about to run. He's about to make Kobe look bad with his trash dunk. Are you going to throw it in again?
Oh, no. Is he wearing Kobe?
Look how everybody's standing up. Like,
oh, dear. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, no.
Dude,
No.
Oh.
No. What are we doing? No.
I'm so basic.
I'm
so basic.
You could have jumped from the foul line at least. Like, that would have been better. That would have been Kobe worthy.
Oh, that was boring.
Whatever.
Why are you here? Whatever.
So then, he eventually joins NXT and retires against Ciampa.
Oh, he threw it over the backboard. Oh.
Which would eventually lead to where we're at today. So Kofi Kingston winning his championship a year early would eventually lead to CM Punk being a backstage analyst 2 years later.
Wow, they gave him a 49 for that. Are you kidding?
Only because the ball went over the glass. That's why.
Yeah, but still.
At any rate, so yeah, that's my presentation, ladies and gentlemen. If CM Punk actually stuck around from 2014 to at least now, because he's 40 now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't even see him wrestling past 40.
Jump over Giannis.
True. I don't see CM Punk wrestling past 42 for real. Like, it doesn't seem like the type of guy like that wrestle in the old age. He'll reach a certain point where it's like, all right, when I'm done, I'm done. And I can still stick around to the business because, I could, do a thing or two within the business still. So, I don't know. Like, we would have had a much more fascinating last 4 or 5 years if CM Punk was still here instead of having to deal with Roman fucking Reigns.
Yeah.
So there's that. I guess I'll kick off final thoughts for the evening because, well, I just realized I didn't even drink all episode, Kenny.
Wow, that's a milestone.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right, but I'm not sober either, so. Man. But that being said, my final thought.
Oh, he touched the glass, then dunked it. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Hey, white boy.
Right. At any rate, my final thought is week 2 of the XFL, and it's looking quite groovy.
Oh yeah. DC
I
Defenders.
strongly suggest if you watch this, if you do listen to this
Ah,
podcast.
he sat up on the judge desk and was like, what y'all gonna give it? And they gave him 10s.
Straight 10s.
Hey, I like his swag. Oh snap.
He might be my new favorite player. He pulled up like, so what's up? But yeah, no. Week 2 of the XFL, and it's looking pretty solid. Like, the thing is, and I gotta reiterate this again. Look at his Parker's face.
Right.
But I gotta reiterate this again. This isn't like last time where they just had like, you know, 2 big motherfuckers and some turn out to be hidden gems. These are former college standouts, former NFL players that just, you know, have been laying around in free agency. Basically, free agency. A free agency league.
Ooh, look at this, bro.
Plus, they still provide extra football. Like that Defenders game was a good game, and I only watched the first half. You saw the second half.
Yeah, that joke they whooped their ass. They beat them 27-0. That joke was nasty. Oh my god, first try and everything.
Ain't nothing like a first try Friday, Kenny. Let me tell you.
Good night. Okay, Derek Jones, making this interesting. That's a 10 loss.
Sure. However, that's my final thought. I'm gonna pack one. Kenny, what's your final thought? And then you can bring it home.
My final thought is, man, I don't.
You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
value the people that you got relationships, man, with, man, because you never know. Stuff could be gone in an instant. Like, I've heard, like, so many friends of mine say that loved ones of them got, like, bad car accidents. But luckily for them, they're still alive around and stuff. But it's just like, yo, at any moment, yo, that could be you doing that. So, like, in that situation. So, like, you got to value, like, your loved ones in life. Like, it's precious, yo. And, like, working in a nursing home and seeing all these old folks, like, on their last legs and stuff.
That's why that's a job I could not do. Like that's why I commend you for that job, because I cannot come to work one morning and like I've already built the relationship with these like inhabitants, and I come to work one morning and they're dead. Like I don't know how I'd be able to handle that shit. So yeah, I commend you on that.
Yeah. And like I just view my own mortality so much different now. Like it is what it is. But I don't have nothing else after that. He about to jump over Chance, the rapper. And with that being said, my name is Kenneth Whitaker, aka Hendrik Soul, the original owner of the Millennial Falcon. I'm at peace now, finally. Ooh, that's nasty.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm at peace. I can just relax and kick my feet up. Sipping on the space version of gin and juice. And pouring it on Han's grave.
God.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
God. I told you I only do it because I hear that. Okay, last Black Jedi. I do or do not. There's no try. Like, you try me, I'm going to get Super Kick Moses over here to kick your dome smooth off.
Bang, bang!
Hmm?
Catch an eye once to the chin, and I don't mean hollow tip.
Right. AKA Mr. Gold Slick Vodka. Okay, everyone. Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the law. I assume you all have guns and crack.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Bill Hader randomly dancing in the middle of the room.
Don't trust the police. Don't trust the police.
That shit had me
down in the middle of the street.
Tears, dog. Because your man was vibing. The whole time Seth Rogen rounding up all the kids and shit outside. Your man in the room still fucking it up.
Right, that's so funny to me. Forever classic, man. Promise you. AKA Nacho Man, I'm a sin. Oh, yeah. See, this is All-Star Weekend. And the good thing about All-Star Weekend is that's when all the freaky hoes come out to play. Yeah. And you know the Nacho Man's always in the mood to play, but I can't play too much with it. Thought might think they have the number one spot or the right, they say, to tell the Nacho Man what to do. But no one has the right to tell the Nacho Man anything. Has the right at all. I can't tell the Nacho Man how to walk it and to talk it yet, because I mastered it, Mean Gene. I mastered the art of being the Nacho Man. And the way that the Nacho Man operates is simply like this. Any hoe wants to persist and insist that they can tell the Nacho Man where to stay or tell the Nacho Man just exactly what to do. I give him the brute. Away with you, remove your caboose. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Nacho Man. Nacho Man, ladies and gentlemen, on his way to the bar.
That's hilarious. And yeah, they're very sexual. They're very tight.
Very tight, yes.
Austin Powers, Faja.
Wait, is Faja?
That is Faja.
Ah. Doctor.
So you're the most excellent agent we ever seen. Yes, the most excellent agent we've ever seen. Thank you. Mo.
Yeah, it saved his ass.
Don't say Mo. I said Mo. Mo. Mole. Oh, man. That's hilarious. I just realized I missed one. AKA the Black Hot Rod. Just when they think they have all the answers, I changed the questions, played my music, son.
They all nothing. Me too drunk.
Yeah. Honorary, AKA Bill Cosby. You want to know how I get a woman to engage in intercourse with a 50-year-old me? All I have to do is place a quaalude in her beverage choice. I see on your face, Carlos, that you want to die with laughter from the voice that I'm portraying to be as Bill Cosby. I said, child, why is there a frown on your face?
Well, that's you can't being a youth pastor is not going to save you from the trip to hell. No, sir.
What you don't understand is that the Lord already knew that I was going to engage in such activities. So because of that fact, I have forgiveness under the new covenant. Oh, Lord.
Just ain't shitness. You know what, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have reached the end of all. AKA this black man. Hey, Cross.
Oh, God.
Just not that back. And don't you forget that I have the center of the universe in my entire hands. And I heard your little scenario about Punk. Well, that wouldn't happen because I would have fired his ass in the middle of his run.
Mm. That's why we hate you.
Carlos, you're fired.
We'll see how well this podcast goes from here. Mm. Is that what you want? You want to be on the top, black man? You can't run this podcast.
Sorry, I don't know how you got out. Sorry.
You know, I'm putting 100,000 on Blackman's head.
I've taken care of it.
I'm Young Roddy. He's Zimmerman.
Oh, God. See, you talk about me.
Stop.
You talk about the murder of Trayvon Martin.
Stop.
No.
Okay.
Look at the young ladies coming out for the dunk contest.
All right, I'm bringing it.
I wonder if they all been to the bar.
Kenny!
I'm sorry.
To finish this episode finally, I'm Carlos Crawford, a.k.a. Chin Music Charlie. The word casket makes my back hurt, let alone the sight of one. So, keep me the hell away from this. A.k.a. Thick Flair. We've only just begun, you understand? Learn to love it. Learn to live with it. Twinkies last forever, but so does Thick Flair. Woo!
Twinkies last forever. Love it.
Thank you. A.K.A. Snack Miller. Life a cartoon, turn it up. You probably heard of us, murder us, and you curious what the verdict was. Release me, please, Bill, before I'll believe the evil's coming for you. It's me and the 100 warriors armed with the swords and sorcerers swinging gloria. The more than you know what? I'm over it.
Jesus.
Honestly, I think that goes to show. Like, Max bars, though.
Aaron Gordon is still nasty. He just got a 50 again.
Fuck, I missed it. A.K.A. Gelato Graham. Houston coached their papers and roll-ups in promethazine, and I learned that the hard way my second season in a game of playoff implications. It was an embarrassing game. I wish they'd take it down on YouTube. A.K.A. Haystack West. Sometimes all you can do is just laugh. One day you're king, ruler of everything as far as eyes could see. Next moment you're tied up staring at horses' ass. Yeah, well, that's what killing those people will do for you. This is funny, eh? Otandra Kozlov gets a rope around his neck. I killed a bunch. This is funny. Yeah. And maybe I get this rope off and it's you with rope around my neck. Bitch, my brother would never. Even after I kick his ass for fighting 2 bears in 3 fucking months. I miss my bear. Fuck that bear.
Wow.
Fuck that bear. Ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 78.
Hey, Derrick Jones is nasty with it off the backboard, catching it over, jumping over somebody between the legs. Oh my god!
I use YouTube on Xbox now. I can watch this motherfucking All-Star Weekend now.
Holy shit!
He nasty, bro. That's a
Yeah,
we got another classic, bro, between him and Aaron, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway,
episode 78. We off this.
We out.